Today's the 24th of September, 2019. So today, um, Pelosi said they're going to be working on finding out if they should impeach Trump. And I'm thinking, I went through the Nixon thing. I've gone through the Iran-Contra hearings. Went through Clinton getting impeached and then the Senate not doing anything. And I'm thinking of all of the illegal things this man has done. And I'm believing there are people who really don't see what's wrong. And my concerns are this man tweeted about a beautiful young lady from Sweden who was speaking about how adults have not taken care of this country and, we need to get going on it. And I thought, you're that ill because he has signs of dementia that are just like yelling dementia, dementia, dementia. And because she's been considered for the Nobel Peace Prize, he immediately falsely claims that he's supposed to be for, he qualifies for it. But because of politics, he won't get it. So I got thinking about the presidents who did get Nobel Peace Prizes. One of them was Teddy Roosevelt. And then we had Jimmy Carter. And then we had Barack Obama. Now, when you go back to what they've done over the years, you can see why they were offered this Nobel Peace Prize. But when you go through the Trump family, I mean, his grandfather was a pimp and ran prostitutes in Alaska, and he escaped from Germany to come here. And then he got in trouble here, so he went back to Germany thinking he could buy his way out. They took his money and evicted him, so he got back here. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, nothing like crook. And then his father, who had properties in New York, and put the poor people in there, collected the money, but made them into tenements. They were just disgusting. And I look at what he's done over the years and the bankruptcies and the sexual abuses and just all the stuff. And I'm thinking, you know, if Pence comes in, he's a zealot. He's a absolute nutcase. So impeaching Cheeto Head is kind of a mute point at this time. Unfortunately, I think our country is gone, and I don't, there isn't anybody who's really doing their job that we voted in. I mean, we have a Congress and a Senate who have not worked as teams, worked to negotiate, for probably 45 years, maybe 50. It could be that long. I mean, we did have a few of them that would work together, but I think about what we're dealing with as citizens and pretty much breaks my heart. This is a country that I've always loved. This is a country I was raised to be proud to be an American. This is a country that you could be who you wanted to be. Um, it wasn't always successful, but you could try. This is a country where we have had a history of bigotry. Um, we have unfortunately gone after people of ethnic. I come from an Irish heritage. I have Irish, and they were treated lower than pond scum for just for the longest time. My husband has Native American heritage, and their family was, the kids were stolen from their families in both Canada and the United States and put into these so-called children's schools. And then we saw what They had said about his one grandmother, his great grandmother, well, she was a pagan and didn't have enough intelligence to be more than a domestic servant. I thought, we humans just, we're horrible. We are the most evil being on the world. I mean, there isn't an animal that is as vicious as we humans are to each other. And I watched the young Greta do her speech, and I thought, oh, sweetie, you're such a bright, intelligent young lady. But the humans that run this world in all the different countries, they're evil. And they're evil to each other, they're evil to themselves. I mean, we've had the Chinese that came here and worked and worked and worked to build our railroads. And then as soon as it was done, the greed in this country, it kicked them all out. If you were Chinese, you were a criminal. I mean, we had the Japanese who were interned. My mother had Harshman for her last name. She was German, but we'd been here since 1700, and there were German internment camps here, which not too many people realize. And my grandfather worked for Chrysler, and he couldn't work for him anymore because he was German during World War II. And my mother, who was an only child, actually went into the Marine Corps and was one of the first U.S. women Marines in the second class, and yet was questioned about her name. So, you know, um, she married a man, her last husband, whose parents were immigrants from Poland and Germany. And, I listened to some of the things they went through, and how they were treated. And it's like, do we have anything to be proud of? Do we have anything that we can honestly say we can be proud of in this country? We have people who are using religion as a murders to murder other people, to take advantage of girls and women, to sexually abuse them, to torture them. And we're told that it's okay because the man's a Christian. Oh, give me a break. He's nothing. He's so much lower than pond scum. I don't even know what there is lower than pond scum, but he's lower than that. And using religion, I mean, Pence uses religion, and he's just sick. And yet, there are people who believe they're wonderful and want them to stay in power and everything. And when these people who voted him in thought that they were going to do such great, they're losing their homes. The coal mines are gone, folks. They're not going to be continuing. That power is going away. The farmers are losing their farms. In fact, they're so much in debt, they're just giving it up. They're walking away from them because they can never pay it back. We're probably sliding into another recession. It's going to be a tough road. So, an impeachment hearing where they say that even if he's been charged with impeachable offenses in the House, the Senate will probably do like they did with Clinton, and they'll just revoke it. So, all that money they're spending and all the time they're spending, I don't understand why they're allocating for all these things that he wants. And I am ashamed to say that we are no longer a republic or a democratic republic or a democracy or whatever you want to call us. We've slipped into a dictatorship. And we have people like Moscow Mitch McConnell, and others who have taken foreign funds for their voting. And, you know, I hate to say this, but we Americans allowed this to happen. We allowed it. So, can we unallow it? I'm hoping so.